We've got a fun story. It's your guide to where marijuana and psychedelic drugs are on the ballot this November. Former President Don the Con, who is registered to vote in Florida, has said he plans to vote in favor of a Florida ballot initiative that would legalize a recreational use of marijuana. As I have previously stated, I believe it is time to end needless arrests and incarcerations of adults for small amounts of cannabis for personal use, he wrote on social media in September. We must also implement smart regulations while providing access for adults to safe, tested product. As a Floridian, I will be voting yes on Amendment 3. And though Vice President Kamala Harris has shifted her stance on the issue throughout her career, she's the first major party presidential nominee to advocate for the federal legalization of marijuana. We've come to a point where we have to understand that we need to legalize it and stop criminalizing this behavior, said on the All the Smoke podcast released on September 30th. Currently, recreational use of cannabis is legal in 24 states. In Washington, D.C. and 38 states in D.C. have legalized it for medical purposes. States, Oregon and Colorado, have legalized specific use of psychedelic drugs and natural plant medicines. In November, a handful of states will have their own ballot initiatives that address recreational or medical marijuana use, as well as psychedelics. Here's where they'll be on the ballot: Florida, Massachusetts, Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota. And while the fate of an Arkansas citizen-led initiative that seeks to end provisions of its medical marijuana program rests with the Arkansas Supreme Court over signature. In Florida, the citizen-led Amendment 3 would amend the state constitution, to legalize marijuana use for non-medical purposes for adults 21 years and older. Individuals would be able to possess up to 3 ounces of marijuana with up to 5 grams in the form of concentrate. It needs to pass by a supermajority vote of 60%. Now in Massachusetts, we have the Natural Psychedelic Substances Act. Citizen-led Question 4 would amend the state statute to allow residents aged 21 and older to possess and consume specific psychedelic substances in their homes or for therapeutic purposes at licensed facilities under supervision. Psychedelics would include psilocybin, psilocin, two substances found in mushrooms, as well as dimethyltryptamine, mescaline, and ibogaine, which are found in plants. The measure would also establish a commission to oversee the therapeutic facilitators, centers, regulation, and of course, taxation of these substances. The current law says that psychedelic drugs or natural plant medicines are considered illegal. Several communities have told police not to prioritize investigations. Yes, that's not a majority. Not sure what that means. Moving on to Nebraska. Medical Cannabis Initiative 437 would adopt a state statute to legalize the use of a certain amount of medical marijuana for qualified patients. Initiative 438 would establish a commission to regulate this program. Now for this one, needed to pass is a simple majority, and it must be greater than 35% of the total votes cast in the election. So I guess that's what that other one meant. In North Dakota, there's a legalization initiative, Measure 5. This would amend the state statute to legalize recreational use with possession limits and allow some individuals to grow some at home. Let's hear it for homegrown, you guys. This would just need a majority of more than 50% to pass. On to South Dakota. Measure 29 would be amended to legalize recreational marijuana use for adults 21 years and older with limits on the amount a person can possess. It would also allow people to own personal marijuana plants with restrictions. It would also need just a simple majority of more than 50% of the vote. I'd really like to see that all of these measures are moving forward, and it seems like it might just be up to us in the states to vote for our own freedom of consciousness. I don't know that the federal government is going to do anything but stay 10 to 15 years or more behind on all of this. Really looking forward to what you, my fellow hosts and correspondents, have to say about this. This is from Monday on the High at 9 News. Take it away, everybody.
Look at that little voter guide. Know where to vote. Look at that. Look at you, Matthew, being all political today.
Just happy to see people exercising their right to vote.
Me too.
Yep.
Me too. I'm all about that.
Me three. Yeah, me three. I remember when we started reading the news, I want to say was it 3 years ago, maybe almost 4 years ago now. I called it then. Cannabis is going to be leapfrogged by psychedelics.
I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will be. You have less emotions tied to it. You don't have the war on drugs, and you don't have a clear path to showing people that you owe us this. So yeah, it's gonna. I feel like it's gonna leapfrog. It's gonna go forward. And you're gonna see this commercialized cleanly way before you do with cannabis. So.
Well, since we
I
all
kind of agree.
since all three of us actually agree on this, you already know Yarrow's going to come out and not be agreeable. So what do you have to say negatively about this?
Well, since there's 5 of us here and the 4th one was talking when you cut that off.
Oh,
Huh? Right over his head. No, I agree with you, Rico, and I think like we've watched this happen, and for some reason we've been so much quicker to get studies out about psychedelics, which is going to behoove them when you're looking at people who really need to see evidentiary reasons and clear studies that show that something is safe and okay, and they might want to use it. And Yarrow's eyes are crossing, so I'm going to hurry up. But I do appreciate everybody voting. I do appreciate, we all disagree and have very interestingly different opinions. The only people's opinions that I never want to hear on politics is someone who's too lazy to actually go vote for them.
That's a great point, Jenny Beth. I could get behind
Finally.
that. Go ahead.
Yarrow coming in here not clear shaven and still with a nick on his face. How'd you pull that one off, Bob?